At Darling Fischer, we plan to have a great intersection between the people that work here caring for families and the space itself. We wanted to harness light and things that were contemporary, places that people would find that they would feel automatically comforted in. We experience that on a daily basis when families come in and they let us know that they're so relieved that our space doesn't feel like a funeral home, that we've abandoned the dark colors and the low light. We've brought it up with bright outdoor light and invited people into our space where it's comfortable and calming for them. But most important is the individuals that work at Darling Fischer that love to care for individuals and hear stories, and they understand that their goal is to be storytellers. So we built Darling Fischer based on the power of people and individuals that are inherently empathetic, and through that empathy we were able to establish a space that could be defined with better lighting, better places to celebrate life and gather, and thus far it has been a success in making sure that families feel at ease in our space so that they can actually plan either something in advance or for an event that will be taking place. Preneed assists Darling Fischer in growth from so many levels. Most importantly, it's our name recognition, allowing families to know that we're in our community trying to protect them. As we continue to educate our community, we develop a trust and name recognition for those that didn't know that they were searching it when they saw it. So if they haven't prearranged, we have our name and information out there as those that not only do we prearrange, but we're also the place that you should trust for the departure of your loved one. So who do I call? It's not just one thing. We're not just writing contracts, we're also informing the community that we're the funeral home of choice. And we do that with the partnership and how we reach our community. And it's been incredibly successful. There's lots of variables to choose from, so there's not really a constant because we've had renovation and improved staffing. But the one constant in all of those has been our relationship with Precoa. Before partnering with Precoa, I was utilizing a different service. And at that point in time, there wasn't a great deal of bandwidth and support from the company that we were utilizing. They were there, we had contracts and calculators, but we didn't have education, we didn't have support, we didn't have opportunities to inform our community and set up opportunities. And that's when Precoa came in, and it was a completely different intersection with what we did then to what we do today. It became a partnership. Instead of me checking in with Precoa all the time, asking questions about, hey, what about that thing? What about that thing? I'm receiving calls from the representative that supports Darling Fischer, Higgins Chapel, or any of the funeral homes. I know those representatives are out there reaching out to the leaders in those businesses and the individuals that are meeting with families and saying, hey, here's what's next. Here's what we think is going to be a better opportunity to engage your community. Knowing that there was this passion for that deliverable was incredibly important. There's a direct correlation with the constant that has been Precoa and my time at Darling Fischer, which is, approaching a decade at this point in time, that they have been steady in their growth and adoption and presentation of new opportunities. And we've continued to change our image and intersection with the community, but I'm grateful for that, having a constant. Because when you have so many different things up in the air, knowing that Precoa is going to be there to continue to engage not just our staff and not just the individuals that are representing, but our community as a whole, there is absolutely correlation with the growth in Darling Fischer, and Precoa is engaged with our community.